Welcome to Too Many Opinions podcast.
Take it away, Sarah.
All right, let's get right into it. So before we actually get started in today's episode, Jess, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, my name is Jessica. My celebrity name is Parker. Bullshit. I'm not a celebrity, but it was
a little bit.
I'm the Kim Kardashian of Providence.
They're gonna send that clip to everybody.
Look at her. She thinks she's Kim K. I don't think it. I know it. What was I gonna say? So yeah, my name is Jessica. I'm from Providence, Rhode Island. Been here all my life. A business owner.
I do this for Ginny all the time. So let me tell you a little bit about Jessica.
Please, you guys know why I'm here.
I got you, girl. Jessica here is an entrepreneur. She also works during the day, a full-time job. And
Per diem,
but still.
I'm off Mondays.
Period. You handle your business. And then she also is out in that nightlife. So why don't you go ahead and start
But
with
a
your business?
specific nightlife, not a stripper, right? Not that there's anything wrong with stripping.
I wish. Yeah,
You
no.
and me both, girl.
I mean,
we
Just
be
a regular
rich for
bottle.
real.
Yeah, oh my God.
So we'll get into that, but why don't you tell us about your business first?
I'm the owner of Shop Like Parker. Shop Like Parker started back in 2019 when my second child was born. It wasn't something that I was passionate about. It happened because I needed the money.
Okay.
But one thing led to another and I kind of exploded. And all I did was sell waist trainers and fajas, that's all I did. And then believe it or not, this wasn't my idea to do the active wear. It was actually my best friend.
Okay.
She's my partner for Shop Like Parker. And we lasted 2 years looking and shopping around and, until we got...
I can't wait to feel.
Oh, I've been so soft, buttery. Oh,
Play with me.
girl.
Put me in here. Go ahead.
Just about to say, it looks buttery.
I mean, tell them, because you have
It
it.
will compress you.
It is, girl.
Claro, this is like Lululemon dupe.
Period.
I swear to God.
Fire.
Period.
Yeah.
And I love the sweater. You got
Thank
me.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is actually new. I never sold like a thick sweater like this.
I like
It's
it.
really
It's
cute.
And this is now for the winter collection. I sell out a lot. My dream with Shop Like Parker is obviously to extend. I want to have clientele in LA, Texas, and then maybe go
Even bigger.
even international. But right now, my heart is here in Providence and Boston. Everyone supports me so much. And
Wow.
it's overwhelming how much I get support. I post it and within hours I'm sold out. Right away.
Wow, that's amazing.
Not completely sold out, but
You're selling.
I'm selling. I have no more smalls. Right away they go away, and some of the mediums, and it's an overwhelming feeling. And I'm proud of myself and proud of Carlani because she says she doesn't like to be
Name.
the limelight
Yes.
name. But I'm sorry, your secret's out.
Now let me ask you this: how tall girl friendly is it? Because a lot of the times I don't like to shop because I'm tall, and I feel like everything for tall girls is high waters. Hello.
I'm not gonna lie, it's not too tall girl friendly, but it's enough where
If I put some socks on, I'll be straight.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Maybe it's not gonna be up here,
No,
but it'll be right here.
Okay, that's good to
You know
know.
what? I really respect the honesty because I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
a lot of our supporters are gonna come in and they're gonna be like, oh, she's real. At least I know what to expect. and what's coming. So
definitely.
that's awesome.
One thing about me, I learned to be very real and very honest. I lie here and there because I'm Dominican. Hello. It's in me to be a pathological liar sometimes. But anyways, with anything else, I'm very upfront with it. No, mira, that's not going to fit you. This is not for you. This runs sometimes, depending of, which one it is. I'm this runs small. And I think you might be a medium. Oh, look, I'm
great.
normally a large, but this runs a little bit to the size. So I went down a size, blah, blah. I'm very upfront.
I love that.
Some people get offended. Oh, but I'm a medium, I'm a small. What do you mean I'm a large? Well, me and you kind of
Not
have
in
the same
this.
butt. Yeah, me and you kind of you know what I'm saying? Come on, sis. Put on a large because, we have the right body type.
And what are your size ranges?
I just do
great
small
question.
to large. That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
I wanted to go with, the plus size or whatever, but because not that I have a hard time selling large, but the large doesn't sell as much as the small and medium because I feel like those are the girls that are actually in the gym and will actually wear it a lot. Blah, blah, blah. So
it's active wear.
it's active.
in the future.
But my active wear, I always like to push it so you can wear this every day.
Yes.
I'm a mom and I'm always on the go.
Right.
So I need something to throw on. I don't feel like looking like business casual at Target.
Yeah.
I'm wearing this at Target.
And
I'm
it's
going to get coffee at Cafe
Period.
Eva here with this on. Like, I just threw it on and it looks cute.
It does.
Right?
I love
it's
it.
representable. You don't look like you just came out of the gym. It looks like, you know.
Look, you're laid back, chilling.
Yeah.
That's it. And that was our main. So we were seeing like, okay, what sells, what doesn't sell. So we noticed, even though people say in the poll that they like sexy, that's a lie. People don't like sexy. People don't like color. Like your favorite color is pink. Un ejemplo. An example. But you wouldn't wear pink.
Absolutely not.
No.
Right?
Absolutely not. I'm very
Your favorite color is purple, but you wouldn't wear purple.
Correct.
Right.
Or like a light blue or whatever. We like dark because, you know, us women, we have a lot of flaws. I'm going to say us. Like, oh, well, you know, yellow makes my cellulite or whatever show. Or like my nipples are like, you know, like it's too transparent. Some people are okay with it, but like there's a majority of like 80% of us that don't.
Yeah.
So going forward with the new season, and we just started doing darker colors.
Okay.
More covered up. Like, you know, instead of a bra now, we do long shirts. I go with what I noticed that people like.
And have you seen a greater response?
Oh, definitely. We did phenomenal with our fall. Our fall set was like chef's kiss.
Love
it was
that.
so cute. And then, you know, it wasn't really revealing. The only thing we really had revealing was our skirt. And I think we kind of like poured in too much into like the skirt, like, oh yeah, because we forgot that in November and October, it kind of gets a little chilly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, whatever. But the skirts did phenomenal in the summer.
They were so cute.
Perfect.
I
love
Remember?
that.
Yeah, they were so cute.
Scarlett and Abby were my favorite.
Oh, they look so good.
Yeah.
Bro. Abby. Okay.
She's in the background here.
And Scarlett. Scarlett was my favorite.
Okay.
She scared me a little bit, but I was like, is she going to like it or not?
I like
She's
it.
a little judgy.
Okay, that's awesome. I do. Sorry, I have one more question.
Please, go ahead.
Were you surprised at the overwhelming outreach of support that you got when you launched your business? Because I feel like before you answer that, a lot of people say that Rhode Island's hard to get support from locals.
Trust me, and I say it all the time. We don't like all of our supporters are not from Providence.
Right. So that's why
Probably, I don't even know,
a handful.
1-2%. This state is the state of where the most haters is at in Rhode Island.
I say otherwise. At least for me, I don't have that here in Rhode Island. I feel like I'm like the baby of Rhode Island, the baby of.
I love that.
Wow.
Super. Like, I'm overwhelmed with the love that I get, and like no one can take me out of Providence. People like, oh, well, what's your dream state? Like, what do you mean? Like, we have the best food here. We have the best people. At least for me, because that's what I'm used to. Like, like any little thing I do, it gets like applaud to the max.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I always say I'm not. Like I said, I don't try to be cocky, but like anything I do gets so supported. Like, I put up a funny meme and it's like 1,000 reactions. And
I know you put up a story the other day and I read that whole shit and I'm like, yo, this is so interesting.
And it's so funny because in my head, I'm like, who's gonna fucking read this shit? But everybody read it. Even I, you read it?
Yeah.
I'm so inspired. But I don't know. I guess maybe because I don't know. I
Maybe
can't
it's your
say.
personality.
Maybe my personality.
Yeah.
I'm very open to new people. Like, you know, people will be like, oh, I don't like new friends. Like, I like everybody. That's new. I like new faces. I'm such a girl's girl. I can't really say that I'm hated as much because if I am, I don't know. Like, I randomly find out like, oh yeah, Fulana don't like you. Like, what do you mean? She was just looking at my pictures. At least for me, I get supported a lot. And maybe because I'm very well known for so many years. If you're from Providence, you know who I am.
Yeah.
I kind of made a name for myself.
Why I say that more is just like we have the culture, like if you haven't like made it, like where it's like someone that's valid is giving you that, then it's like it's whatever. But then as soon as you make it, it's like that kid A-Rab. I don't know if you guys know him. No one, I went to high school with him and no one used to pay attention to him.
A-Rab.
The moment
A-Rap music.
the short one, the one that does the beats, like for Fab and them.
The short one.
As soon as he started making beats for Dipset, and everybody's on his dick now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I feel like that happens everywhere, but yeah, I feel like most of our supporters are not from.
And that's okay.
That's where you're from.
Yeah.
As long as you're supporting, it's okay.
Amen. What are the pressures that you would say that you experience from running a business, your personal life, and being like working as a bottle girl? Like, what do you find? Because I feel like that would be a good segue.
Why? Unfortunately, we live in a world where you can't really speak about your problems. So I kind of portray like, not that I live a perfect world, but a balanced world.
Yeah.
And I do, because I learned how to, balance out my brand, my kids, my day job, my night job by making everything a priority.
Wow.
that's the only reason I'm managing it. The main pressure I do get is like, will they like it? Who's gonna judge me? For example, even though the fall collection did good, I got a lot of negative like comments.
Really?
Yeah, not on the clothes, but on me, because I gained a little bit of happy weight. And
Are
because
you serious?
I swear. So because I'm so much like in the limelight, people notice when I'm like skinny or fat or a little bit like
Wow.
it's bad. So I that's the pressure I have. I have to like, so I have to be a good mom. I have to be a good worker. I have to be on top of Shop Like Parker. I have to look the part, because if I'm sitting here and I'm selling activewear, but I gained 10 pounds, and like, you know, I had people in the comments, oh wow, I'm glad you finally decided to do plus size because you're looking a lot plus size. Like, it was bad. Like, oh, it's giving quarterback-ish. Like, oh, that's great. I'm gonna buy it for my son. So since you and him have the same back, and that was killing me. I'm like, what is wrong with these people? And it was so bad because my Carleni, she has access to Shop Like Parker. She's like, did you see what they did? I'm like, girl, I don't even want to see it. Like, I can lie and I can be like, yo, I don't care. Haters will be haters.
No, it does.
It hurts me. So that's the pressure I get. Like, another example, like, for example, the beginning of last December, I started going to church. I was off social media. I was going through this terrible time. Like, not gonna go into the details, but when I started introducing my Instagram followers to like, oh guys, like I'm going to church, I'm da-da-da. I got a lot of good feedbacks, but then I had more negative than good, because people were like, but you're a bottle girl.
So?
But you're this, but why are you looking for God? Like, you, so it was bad. So it's like, all right. So for example, with the whole Trump and Kamala thing, like being a business owner, you can't talk about certain things because people will sit there and not fuck with you.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you're this supporter, you're that supporter, or you're going to church and you're doing this, but she contradicts herself too much. I'm not even gonna buy her brand. Like, I feel like Fashion Nova, McDonald's, everybody can fuck up. But if you're a small business owner and you're doing something that everyone doesn't like, or like you could nitpick, like you'll automatically get
and that's
shut down. And that sucks.
It does suck, but I also feel like
that's the pressure I deal with.
We need to freaking take our power back though, because you're not gonna sit there and be this perfect. You're not a robot.
I'm not.
I feel like I'd rather shop from you because you show that 1 month I'm fucking fat and the next month I'm skinny. What? Hello.
I want to tell you this. While you were saying that, it brought me back to when Jeannie and I first started this podcast, and we went absolutely viral for talking about things that women are not required to do for men.
Oh, yeah.
Girl, we were
remember
viral.
that.
We were all over every single platform.
We got called.
When I tell you, we were called two chickens clucking. We were called
fat bitches,
fat fours. These girls ain't nothing. They need to go to the gym. They was literally on.
Yeah.
They're like, are you married?
For some reason, those are the comments that like overshadow all the good ones. And it sucks because you don't want to look at it. You don't want to be like, oh, a mí no me importa, like bullshit. You know que te importa. But after you get numb to it, you get numb. I'm still not numb to it. Though.
Girl, no, it takes time, because there's even times where it's like whenever they bring up, not even being fat, but like, oh, you're gonna be alone forever. It's like, damn, like,
it's like, because like
be loved, like, what you
especially
mean?
Because if it's like your insecurity and you're going through it, if somebody highlights it,
it's like, god damn,
it's like
they hate you with the insecurity. Oh, it's terrible.
They could see it, so I can really relate to that and the pressures of being in front of the camera and social media. And even now, I feel like I still get a little cringe when I post stuff, because I'm like, oh my god, like the people I know are gonna see this, blah blah blah. But it's like then everybody else is like, oh my god, this is so cute.
That's so I'd be like stressed because they're supposedly going to take TikTok away. And I'm like, and TikTok is the only world that I'm like myself. Because if I do this on Instagram, it's like everyone from Providence follows me on Instagram. So I don't want them to see this corny side of me. But I started thinking, I don't give a fuck. Who the fuck? I don't give a fuck. Because at the end of the day, if I make this brand deal, none of you motherfuckers are seeing that.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? All people in Providence like to do is talk shit and judge, will never say it to your face.
Yeah.
I'm trying to practice not giving a flying fuck. So prepare to see all the corny shit on my Instagram. Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, mine too. I just been really posting.
Oh, I've been really corny lately with the reels. I'm so funny. Oh my god,
I think it's so fucking hilarious. So like, please. And another thing, guys, I think it's also our heads. Because a lot of people be liking our shit and probably not saying that they like it, but they low-key like it. You know what I'm saying? And wish that they could do it. So
yeah. Okay, so this is great. So we hit on business, we hit on social media, nightlife. Is there anything from the nightlife, especially?
Yes, nightlife.
Yeah.
Talk to me. Give me whatever question you want to hear.
How about this question? Do you think it's worth still being a bottle girl? Like, do you still make good money?
And now, I'm going to be super honest with you because this is the question everyone asks me. Now, to come in and be a new bottle girl is tough.
Okay.
It's so tough because the people that are going to the club, they're not like, you know, like back in the day, like heavy hitters.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I can't really talk about certain things. You know, a lot of them are in jail, deported. Like, you know, the guys that used to be like, oh,
really
here's $1,000 as a tip. Here's like now, a good tip right now is $100.
Wow.
Holy shit.
For like, you know, and remember, I've been in the nightlife for 9 years. I took a pause. I had babies. I did my life and then I went right back to it. And when I went right back to it, it was like dying down already. Mm-hmm. But because I've been in it so much, I feel like I kind of already like have a name for myself. Mm-hmm. And people know that I'm a respectful waitress. Like I'm not a thirsty waitress that'll be like, oh, like all up on a guy or in his section or sipping on his bottles and like, you know, recording. Like I know how to handle myself. I've been in it for so long. Yeah. Where people like, oh no, I say just like a Parker, you know, you got to tip her, right? Like I already made a name for myself. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I have
like your clientele.
I already have my clientele. So I know an example, like on a Saturday for Flashy's night, whatever, Don Nicholas's night, I know I automatically make like 1,000 to 2,000.
Beautiful.
You know, for me. No, just have it like for me.
Again, you know, I got that.
Because I have it, you know, and there's times where there's artists that come and that's when I make the most 4, 5, like, and I'm like, all right, like, you know, because again, I have my clientele. The club normally for December and January it dies down completely. Mm-hmm. If you are not ready for hibernation season, which is January and it's the longest month of the year, you're not gonna make it. It's bad. But yeah, the money's not there how it used to be. But it's like only the strong survive. Yeah. And I feel like I'm up there with the strong. Yeah. You know? For sure. We have the OGs. When am I gonna leave the nightlife? I'm thinking about it because it's like it's fast money. It's there for me.
Right. Do you ever feel like, damn, I gotta give the younger girls a shot?
I mean, stop. Oh my God. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not pocket watching. And if you wanna be a bottle girl and you wanna do your thing, like, you know, it's gonna come to you naturally. Like if you're a good waitress and you're not doing too much, like, you know, it'll come to you. Because, you know, a lot of people, they like new faces. They like, oh, you know, because I'm considered a old head. That's, you know,
crazy.
Yeah, unfortunately, like, you know, oh my God. And I'm okay with it. Like right now, I work at Live PVD and we have. And like, you know, the original girls of Live PVD, there's 3 of us and we're kind of like older, like we're like, you know, the 25 to 30. And then you have the other girls that are 20, 24, 23, 20, 21. Okay. And they're already starting, but they're the limelight of like PVD. Okay. Like, you know, like shout out to Mercedes and Paula. Like you see them everywhere and that's them. Ellos están rompiendo la discoteca. And I'm okay with that. Mm-hmm. Because I already had that. And I'm okay. Like, oh, you know, everyone's throwing ones. I already had ones thrown at me. Like, like, you know, I'm good. Yeah. So I'm never the type of person to be like, oh, look at these girls. Like, no.
Yeah, you're not a hater. You're not a hater.
And I feel like that's why people love me because I'm not, I don't like to like, what's the word? Like,
almost like cock blocking on.
Yeah, I don't do it. I don't do it. I don't steal people's VIPs. Like, you know, maybe one day, like, I'm gonna take him. I know him. I went to high school with him, but whatever. But not no beef shit. I'm not like that.
Do you feel like there is like animosity in the nightlife? I gotta know this. Like, is there like issues between bottle girls, like the old heads? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is there tea? Tell us.
Sometimes there's tea, but not enough tea where we can be like, yo, like these girls beefing. A lot of time is like when the outsiders come in, like for a day or two, and they don't respect our flow because we already have a flow. Like we already know, like, okay, like so and so, that's Paul and Mercedes people. So and so is Harold's people.
Got you.
So and so is Arlene's, me, and like, you know, whatever. People, like everybody already knows who's client. So sometimes girls come from the outside with their own flow, and it's like, I'm gonna take everybody's VIP because this is how we work.
Right. You're like, time out. That fly here. Okay.
I don't do it because I feel like the other girls are more outspoken than I am. I kind of just go clock in and clock out.
Okay.
Like I won, like the clubs closes at 2 a.m. Like that's it. Everybody's out the door. You're gonna see me with my UGG slippers on at 1:15.
Yeah.
Everyone's already tabs paid out because you know uno nunca sabe, like anything can happen. Then I'm hip. Like people get drawn. They're like, oh, hold on, I'm to sneak out. They don't pay their tabs. I'm like, oh, espérate. Like I already learned. Like,
do you think? Because I know people talk about this a lot. Do you think it's worth getting your body done to become a bottle girl?
Before, yes. Now, no. Like now, if you're petite, because I feel like that's like a new thing now.
That's my next question. That's coming.
Now, if you're petite or whatever, like that's cute. Like, for example, again, Mercedes and Paula, they don't have their bodies done.
Banging. Okay.
At all. And they're skinny girls and they look good. And they be shaking that thing like la rompa discoteca. And they look good. And I got my body done. And I would never compare myself because there's people that they like that, and then there's people that they like me. Like I feel like there's enough for everybody. Like you know, but now 100%. Now it's not so needed. Before, when I first started being a bottle girl, it wasn't cool to be a bottle girl. You guys remember that there was a point of time where it was like, oh, she's like, you know, it's like you're automatically a hoe, like because you're working the nightlife. And I started at Zona. I started when I was like 18, 19 at Zona. And I started it behind the bar, and then they kind of like pushed me to the floor. They're like, you look good. And I remember Zona used to be so good. I miss Zona back in the days. I used to make like $3,000 in one night, $4,000 in one night on a Sunday because it was so good. And one time, there were these girls yapping around how they're going to go in a group to Colombia to get their bodies done. Here I am with like 10 bands on me. I'm like, who's going to Colombia? They're like, we are. I'm like, can I go? They're like, yeah. And it was back in that time. For my first lipo, I paid $3,000.
Wow,
that's all it was. Like it was like
and
a package. How you
did it,
and that's how I started with the whole like getting my body done.
Yeah, okay. Perfect segue.
And and then after it was like a domino effect, and now everybody that worked outside kind of had like the butt, the little waist, and like you know. And around that time was also when when Lovera opened, and everyone that worked at Lovera just looked beautiful. Yeah. Everybody was so like, everybody had a butt, everybody had like a little waist, and it was just, that was the thing you had to look like, the Lovera dolls.
Yeah.
Wow.
To get into the clubs, you know? And then after it started getting like, you know, because a lot of girls end up moving away or whatever, and a lot of girls didn't want to work the nightlife, so they had to be open to accept girls that don't have their body done.
Wow.
But if you start looking a certain way, like too fat or too this or whatever,
then it's an issue.
Yeah, then it's an issue. Then you got to go do something about it.
Wow.
Do you feel like surgeries can become addicting?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Yes and no. I feel like it depends who you are. There's some people that I feel like they have like an addictive personality. Like they don't know how to get to do something without having to. And it also comes with the insecurity as well. Okay. Like, for example, I know you guys wanted to hit this topic, but we're just going to skip right to it.
Okay.
So I'm going to give myself for an example. My first lipo, whatever, was when I was 18.
Wow.
Right?
Mm-hmm. That was young. That was young.
Very young. Yeah. Whatever. I don't care.
Okay. Before you go on, do you regret doing your first one at 18?
I lied. I wasn't 18. I was 20.
Still.
Yeah.
Young.
No, I don't regret it at all. Because I was like in my prime.
Okay.
And it was crazy because that same year, I feel like I couldn't enjoy it as much because I ended up getting pregnant.
Fuck.
I got surgery.
But fuck.
Yeah, I guess
this girl is crazy.
in February, and I got pregnant in September.
That's because you
wait. Because I looked too good. I became so fertile, so mad.
Shit. Wow.
And then it was funny because I always talk about this. This is like my top story. So I was like in the middle of like, you know, like separating from my kid's father, and I just only had Alan. And so I'm like, all right, so I'm ready to go back outside. I have my kid, but I don't look the part. I gotta go back to Colombia because I end up becoming like BFS with the people over there. So I was already in contact with them. So I went to Roger Williams Hospital, and I went to the ER to get blood work done because I needed it fast because I was leaving. So, whatever, I get my blood work done, you know, they pee in a cup, whatever. I'm just there laying down, waiting for them to come in. And the girl goes, the nurse, she goes, why are you getting blood work done again? Just curiosity. I was like, because I'm going to get my body done in a foreign country. Stop asking me questions. I got to go. Like,
facts.
You know? She goes, okay. She runs out. She comes in. She looks at me. She runs out again. She comes in. I'm like, hey. I'm like, is everything okay? She goes, you came back positive. I'm like, for a while. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what's gonna give me? Like, what you talking about? Like, what do I have? Like, what are you talking about? I'm thinking, like, you know, I'm not. Yeah. The last thing I have in my head is that I'm pregnant again.
Right,
girl.
Girl.
And I was like, she's like, you're pregnant. I'm like, how? I'm like, I just had my son was 8 months.
Oh,
yeah. My kid didn't even walk when I found this out. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, yeah. Do you want to know what she is? I'm like, what do you mean she? Because I was so far along that in blood work or whatever, they can tell like whatever. So she's like, we have to do an emergency ultrasound. I'm like,
wow.
and I'm like getting sweaty and I'm like, yo no puedo creer, whatever. And then she's like doing an ultrasound. My daughter is fully grown. I was 5 months pregnant, almost 6. I'm here.
To me. Hold on.
Listen, Amelia was like God sent. I don't think I didn't want her. I love my daughter. You know how that.
Abby, you hear this? Abby's obsessed with her.
Yeah, and that's my girl. That's my freaking girl. I love her. And I was like, what do you mean? Oh my God. And I see it in the thing, and she's fully like, hands, everything. She opens up her leg. It's a girl. I'm like, and I'm like, just going crazy. And I'm in the car crying, and I call their father, and I'm like, I'm praying. She's like, hi, okay, bueno. Because you know I was gonna get like, I was ready, like, and I'm like, whatever, like whatever. Don't want to get into detail with him. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was like a blessing in the
of course.
And we saw hard times, really, really, really hard times. Because I ended up getting laid off from Roger Williams. I worked at Roger Williams.
Wow.
And I was literally about to give birth. And that's when the waist trainer, Shop Like Parker, started. Because it was something that just came to me. And I'm like, oh, me voy a poner a hacer algo en faja.
Yeah.
Que comer. And I always had like this drive for money. Like I'm a go-getter. I don't care. Like
Facts.
whatever I have to do, I'm gonna go get it.
Right.
Like I never wait for no one to give me nothing. Like I said, I gave birth to my daughter. And the first thing I did was I put a camera in my bathroom. You could still see the pamper that I had on because like, you give birth, you have a pamper.
Yeah.
And you can see the pamper in my areolas, everything. Like you could, I look like I just gave birth.
Yeah.
And I'm like, guys, I'm like 3 days postpartum. I'm going to put this waist trainer on and I'm going to make a video in 2 weeks so you guys can see how this affects me. And I did. And you can see like the difference in my like shape coming back. And
wow.
And it sold. It sold, and that's how Shop Like Parker started. And yeah, but anyways, after all of that, obviously I had 2 kids.
Yeah.
And no matter how much you go to the gym, I don't care what nobody says.
True.
It's true.
No matter how much you go to the gym, there's no workout that brings your titties back to your chest.
You're right.
They're lying if they tell you. Like you can do all the ab works in the world, your stomach is still gonna be like hanging.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, I gotta go again. And luckily, you know, I had the money for it. And I went, and this time around, so this is my second surgery, I had 9 procedures.
Okay.
In one?
In one.
Okay, tell us.
Please
Give us.
Wait, hold on.
Break it down. Break it
What'd
down.
you get?
What do you mean when I get everything? I got
Tell
the
us.
whole mommy makeover. So in Dominican Republic, it's not allowed.
You went to Colombia the first time.
And I went to Colombia the second.
Okay.
Okay. The third time?
The third time, I went to DR.
Oh, shit. Okay.
There's a third time. I didn't know there was a third time.
All right.
All right. Okay. Okay. So the second, yeah.
Listen,
we don't judge.
So the second time Colombia, and you got done the mommy makeover.
The whole mommy makeover.
Okay.
That's when I got my tummy tuck. I got my inner thighs lipoed. I got my back. I got my breast reduction with the implants. I got the chin lipo.
Yeah.
Everything. I got everything.
Wow.
My arms, everything. Like they snatched me up.
Okay.
Like, snatched me up.
Okay.
How much pain was you in?
I always tell people I have a huge pain tolerance. Like it scares me how much of a pain tolerance.
Oh,
so
shit.
in my head, in order for me to feel okay, I was like, you're gonna look good. Suck it up. And I felt the pain for like 4 or 5 days, and then after I just started getting used to it.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Fire.
Wow.
So yeah, and I was ecstatic. I loved it. And
So then the third time you went to DR.
the third time
What prompted the third one, though?
Yeah.
You already had your daughter,
yeah.
right? So then it was like, was it like insecurities? Was it the nightlife? Was it social media pressure? Like these are the things that.
So because I got a tummy tuck, they don't give you like a full lipo. So I had the tummy tuck, but like my stomach was flat, but it was kind of like big. I don't know how to explain.
Like a little, it looked bloated.
I look bloated all the time.
Okay.
But because they didn't do lipo, they just kind of just
Yeah.
the lipo on my back. So I just wanted the snatch look.
Okay.
And everybody's like, okay, well, like, you know, you're gonna have to go to DR for this because they give you like the Coca-Cola effect because Colombia they do a good job, but they don't make you look like you're done. And I wanted to look plastic. I was like, yo,
okay,
well then that's
definitely because I'm not gonna pay $10,000 to look the same. There's no way. I'm not gonna go there. Yo quiero también natural. No, I want to look like, and I kind of regret it now because like I have back problems. My butt's too big. Like.
Okay. Yeah, because I was gonna ask you too, like, how do you feel now that like the new trend is petite? Now that everybody's going back to take everything out.
Yeah, I
would you or you still?
Well, I do. I want to look petite again because I'm tired of being a 2XL in pants. I'm tired of having to fix everything. I feel like I overdid it. Unfortunately, when I went to get my body done the third time, he put too much hips.
Yeah.
So I look like, like a beautiful senora, like with the big hips and the back. But unfortunately, after you get surgery, everything you eat goes to your butt.
Yeah.
To your lower. So I got a tummy tuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I can eat, but my stomach will always be flat.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? I'll get the shoulders, the quarterback.
Yeah.
I got the quarterback shoulders, the big back, and the big. I just look big everywhere else, but here I just look like gorilla.
That's
just
weird.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, you have to be on top of it. I always say it like when you get your body done, it's like getting a new car. You got to be on top of it. You can't just get a new car and drive it and think you don't got to put gas in it, change the oil. You gotta clean it. You have to maintain. It's more expensive to maintain your body after than actually doing it because that's how girls fall off.
Yeah.
And I remember I did a video of how if you don't wear your waist trainer or your faja, how you can get bloated.
Yeah.
Like hinchada. How do you say hinchada?
Swollen.
Like super swollen, like to the point where you look like a box.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you have to be on top of it. You have to be on the massages. And I survived a lot of it because thank you God for Maciel. She was the girl that did my massages.
Mm-hmm.
She saved me because she was like on top of like, come on. And the first, the second, and the third time, she was just always there, just making sure. Like I remember the third time, the second time I went, I had like a stitch from my thing that caught an infection.
Oh shit!
And she caught it on time. Let's say if I wouldn't have went to be getting my massages because I was being cheap, I probably would have lost my breast. You know what I'm saying?
Which is crazy. Yeah.
Shit. But she caught it. She was helping me heal it, and just everything's risky when it comes to that.
Yeah.
That's the third time. I just wanted to look snatched up.
Okay.
But unfortunately,
and you look snatched up.
You do.
Thank
you. Look snatched.
But it's because I started going to the gym again.
So you're not going back, or you're gonna go back?
No. I can't. I'll die. I can't.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
And also yesterday's price is not today's price.
Period.
It's more expensive.
I know
It's
that's right.
super more expensive because me playing around, I was asking around. I was like, it's 20.
20.
Yeah, like now it's like 20, 23. Like that's what a Honda Accord 2023 costs. There's no way. Like
Crazy.
It's crazy amount. Yeah.
Okay, so I have like two other questions that come to mind. Is there a procedure that you regret, that you feel like this is one thing I wish I didn't do?
Yeah, I wish I didn't put so much
in the hips. Okay,
all right,
fair.
Because when I gain weight, that's the first place
it goes.
How was your body before the surgeries? Were you like a doll?
I was a doll.
You're still a doll, babe.
Wow.
But,
but the times changed and you feel pressure because I've thought about it a million times. Who don't think about
everybody thinks.
I'm like,
I'm too much of a
Ozempic shot.
I'm too much. I want to go on Ozempic.
So bad.
And I am going to go on Ozempic.
Okay, wait.
Fuck.
I have one last controversial question. Okay.
Oh, yeah. This
is the one that we need to know. And you're probably going to laugh, but it's been everywhere and that we've heard it from men, some TikTok stories, whatever. But is there truly a BBL smell for girls when they first get their BBL? Like, is there? This is what they say, that because women change their bodies, that they
don't know how to wipe right.
Like, necessarily clean themselves.
There's no TMI here because I'll tell you exactly how I wipe my ass. Like I wash it.
I can tell you right now.
Excuse me.
Yes, you smell good. We're not saying.
But they say yo me tiro un peo and it smell like baccarat right now. Like, yeah, you're not gonna have me with that. Like,
but no, they say that I guess like it's one that they're so voluptuous that they don't get it right, and then the second one is that
like the sweat
that they sweat now.
You sweat. So when before I was always an A cup.
Okay.
Always an A cup. So I got implants and I'm bigger, and I noticed I started sweating under my boobs, but obviously caught
You
on
gotta
to it
take care of it.
Quick,
Yeah.
right?
I caught onto it quick. I'm like, come on, see.
I'm like, what? Yeah.
I'm like, it's not this.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, oh. So now, something that I wasn't used to, I sprayed deodorant under my boobs.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right. So if every like crack that's closed, can potentially sweat, now I have deodorant for like, my breast.
So that makes sense.
And like, I open up, I spray.
Yes.
But there's some girls, I feel like they kind of, I don't know how to say it. I don't want to offend anyone.
Offend, girl.
There's some girls that they think it's okay, or they're used to that smell, or no one tells them anything, and they just walk around
You could be blind. You could be,
and you could be naive.
you could be blind to your own smell if you don't.
It's true. And when I became a older teenager, I couldn't find a deodorant that worked for me.
Mhm.
I did Suave, I did Dove, I did baking soda, blah blah blah, like whatever. And my mom was like, try 24-hour Avon. I'm like, Avon? Like,
The rolly one.
I'm like,
The
whatever.
OG.
So I started, and I'm like, wow, like 20 years later, that's the only one that works for me. And I feel like if you don't sit there and dedicate time to like
What works?
look around, see what works around, like that's it. When my friends, she introduced me to Baccarat. I didn't know nothing about that. I didn't even know about Lululemon. I didn't know nothing about that.
Yeah.
So, and I was like, girl, every time I'm around you, like, what is it? She's like, oh, look, I have this oil. I'm like, well. So she put me onto it. And now, yo estoy que ese oil, I put it on everywhere. But like, obviously, before the oil, I do the deodorant, the lotion, the oil, my perfume, and then my other perfume. Like, like I want, like when I turn around, Bob, I want everyone to know, like, and working the nightlife now, I don't know why, no judging to anybody. It's okay to smoke.
Like cigarettes?
No. Weed
in
the club now.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I guess they're trying to stop it, but it's hard because it's already been a thing. I don't know how. There's some girls that they smoke and they don't smell like it, but I smell like it because I'm around this. But I taught myself how to handle it. So now after I come out of work, I dry shampoo my hair and I put the hair perfume on it, and I'm on top
You take care of yourself.
I take care of myself.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I wasn't really taught to be like that.
I love that.
That's true.
You-
That's real. That's some real shit.
And then I'm not bashing my mother. I'm not. My mother is
They did the best they could with what they had.
Period.
You know how Dominican moms are, like figure it out on your own. Like TMI again. I like the first time I was going through the whole menstrual thing.
Right.
I remember I changed my pad at a friend's house. I kind of just threw the pad in there, and her mom came and she's like, "You're on your period?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "How do you know?" She goes, "Well, could you just left the pad open in the trash?" I'm like, "Well, it's a trash. Like, what am I supposed to do? Flush it?" She goes, "No, you're supposed to roll it and put paper on it and then throw it away."
Yeah.
My mom didn't teach me that.
Girl.
She my friend's mom told me, and I got my period when I was 9.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I got it early. And my mom, she used to work 2-3 jobs. So ella no tenía el tiempo. You know, for example, I learned a lot of things that I've learned was literally pasando vergüenza. I was going through things that people are like, "Oh, you don't know this." Well, it goes like this. For example, when my mom sent me to DR, I slept over a lot of over at someone's house. I used to just get up and go do breakfast and just sit down and just eat. And she'd be like, "But you're not gonna do your bed." I'm like, "What do you mean we're gonna go to bed later? Why do I have to do my bed?" She's like, "Because that's the right thing to do. You are in someone else's home. You're supposed to clean after yourself." My mom didn't teach me that. You know what I'm saying? So
shit.
I learned because they told me, whenever, doesn't matter where you are, you're home.
Yes.
So now I learned that. And my mom didn't teach me. And that's what I feel like a lot of us women, even guys, they don't go through that. Even men I've been with, whoa, what do you mean floss? Well, yeah, you have to floss. You have to this. Stop. No, I'm
Fucking jump out my fucking house.
you can't, because at the end of the day, there's men that they're like that. There's men that they don't even put lotion on. Yo, shorty, you ashy. What do you mean? Just because you have a cute link chain doesn't mean you can't put lotion on.
That shit is crazy.
You get what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Oh, I brush my teeth after I eat. That's gross. You're supposed to brush it as soon as you wake up.
Right.
Yeah.
But
so it is a thing for sure. It's a thing for sure. But it's just, especially if you've been skinny all your life and now you got this big ass, maybe you don't
No.
You don't know.
I feel like everything I've taken from this conversation was, one, you need to pay attention to your body and learn your new body.
Correct.
Learn your new body.
Learn your new body and learn what works for you.
Correct.
And it's not easy being in the nightlife, because I'm assuming you're always tired, girl. You don't look tired.
I be looking at her stories and I be like,
how is she up right now? She was
looking for you, babe.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you how I handle that. Okay. I don't drink
at all.
Oh shit.
I don't. I'll take like a few shots, whatever. But I don't drink. You're not gonna see me walking around with a foam cup, and if it's a foam cup, it's 1,000% ice or Red Bull. Me trying to get up. I don't drink. I recently stopped smoking hookah, and it's funny because I stopped smoking hookah because at church last year they were like, oh well, if you want to dedicate something to God, you have to fast. I'm like, fast? I'm like, I like to eat too much. I don't know. God's gonna have to, no, you don't have to just fast for food. It can be like
something else.
Like something else that you really like, or you feel like you can't live without, like your phone, social media, drinking, vape. What else? I don't do none of that, but hookah, because I used to be the type of person, I'm like, oh, I'm not going over there because they don't have hookah. So I would limit myself.
Oh, yeah.
We do that all the time.
I limit myself to go from going to places because they didn't have hookah. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to do it. I'm not. And I stopped to the point where I fasted to the point where I can't even smell it anymore. Like I don't like it.
Yeah, I hate it too.
So I don't smoke hookah. I don't drink. And I feel like that helps a lot. Mm-hmm. And as soon as I get home, I'm like straight to bed.
And you take care of yourself.
And I take care of myself. Like, for example, Mondays are my day off. Nobody could call me on Monday. They can we have dinner? No. Monday's for me to sleep in.
Yeah.
I bring my kids to school. I go back home. I go to sleep. I clean my house.
Yeah.
If I go to the body spa and get a full body massage. I get my facials done. I get my nails done on Monday. Like, it's me time. I take care of myself. And I like this compliment that I get a lot. Like, people be like, oh, you're so well put together. It's like, oh, you think so? Like, yeah, like you always have your nails done. I never see you with like crazy lashes. Like, you're always, like, your hair is always neatly done. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because this person that gave me this compliment, she's very judgy.
Oh, interesting.
It's like, all right, twin. Like, I like hearing it from her. And she always like, yeah, you look so neat all the time. So, and I think that pushed me to keep being neat. Because sometimes you want to follow, like, oh, I do not want to go to my nails. Girl. But people are watching you. I'm in the middle of, Oh yeah,
she was just. We was talking about that in the last episode, and she was just like, "You guys need to get dressed on that podcast because you guys be looking." But it's that we be so tired, but it makes a difference.
It does.
It really does. Like,
so the rule that I have with me and my kids is that we don't have an option to not look good. Everything in our closet is true. My kids were going to summer camp in like brand new shorts and shirts.
Yeah.
Because and there's no Mickey Mouse choo-choo train shirts like that are ripped off that their grandmother gave them. No, in my house everything's neat. Like
that's
if
good.
Now my kids to dress themselves now.
Yeah.
So I make sure that everything in the closet goes with whatever they want to wear. So if Amelia wants to wear a pink shirt with her white jeans, it combines.
Yes.
Super, like
they still go together.
Yeah. Anything that looks a little old, I throw it out.
Period.
That's a good tip.
I don't think I do donate it to Savers. I'm big on that. Like
throwing it out to me is putting it in the boxes and then it's a DR.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So get back to clothes.
Yeah. Correct. Sure. So that's my number one rule. That's how I was able to be this. Like
you have you gave yourself no option.
Correct.
Okay,
we're gonna take a page out of that book and
throw away all the fucking.
Like you shouldn't have sweatpants that have holes in them.
Yeah,
like have sweatpants that don't have the sweater to match. Like if you're gonna wear sweatpants or activewear, come on, like wear the same.
Make it look good.
Make it look good.
Make it look good.
Like, you don't have to dress casual every day. You could wear activewear. Wear shop like Parker. You know.
Period.
What I mean? You look good. Like you look good. You look well put together. This is it.
It makes everything disappear.
And then arriba de everything, my product doesn't have like the little balls on it.
Love that.
Like no matter how much you wash it, and I don't like that either. Something has little balls on it, even though Amazon sells a thing. I don't care.
The shaver.
It's in the trash. I'm with you.
Nice. I for sure need to get something from there too. What would be my size? Like medium?
Shit.
I would say medium.
Okay.
And obviously for pants, I would say large just because you're tall.
Yeah.
You won't have to like
the extra brinca charco situation. Okay.
And I feel like my size run like extra small, medium, large.
Okay.
I'm saying like
That makes
it's like
sense.
a mix. So if you're extra small, you fit into a small.
Okay.
If you're a medium and you're a large, you can fit to either or. Like it's good and it doesn't
Perfect.
fit baggy.
Okay, got it. We got it.
Yeah.
Well, this has been awesome. It was so nice
Thank
just having
you.
you on our show and just really getting
So good. He needs to
We
have
need
you back
this.
again because I feel like there's 1,000 more questions we can
Oh my
ask.
God.
you.
I always wanted to be on a podcast, but I didn't want to be the one to run it. So if you guys
Now, we're definitely gonna have you again.
Great.
Anything else you want to say before this episode is done?
I just want to tell everyone, love yourself. I feel like now that we're in the new year, don't beat yourself up so much.
Yes.
Love yourself. Like, don't compare yourself to nobody. Just be you. You know what I mean? Like, don't question yourself so much. And, just
Give yourself grace.
yes, correct. Like, be
Yes.
positive. Don't come into the new year's like, oh well, that's not gonna happen. Just be positive. Like the world is ours, the universe is ours, and
Let's break
you
this
know,
Yeah.
bread. Let's get
yeah.
Yes. I
time,
freaking
guys.
love it. Bye, guys.